Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a time in every person's life when they feel like they've lost something they can't get back. Maybe it's a sense of peace, maybe it's trust, maybe it's hope, maybe it's time, opportunities, or the energy that used to light up their days. Whatever it is, the weight of that loss feels unbearable. But let me tell you something, there's a power greater than any loss. There's a force stronger than any setback, and that force is waiting for you to tap into it. Restoration begins with a heartfelt, unwavering prayer. It is in the quiet moments of surrender, when your heart speaks louder than your words, that the process of restoration truly starts. A heartfelt prayer is not about eloquence or perfection, it's about honesty. It's about pouring out the deepest parts of your soul, unfiltered and raw, before a power greater than yourself. It's about admitting your need, your pain, your longing, and your hope. This kind of prayer isn't recited from a book or whispered out of routine. It rises from a place of desperation and faith, a belief that something greater is possible even when everything seems lost. An unwavering prayer isn't a one-time act, it's a commitment. It's a decision to keep reaching out even when the answers don't come right away. It's choosing to trust even when doubt creeps in. This prayer is a conversation, not a demand. It's a declaration of your willingness to partner with the divine, to align your efforts with the promises of restoration. When you pray with this kind of conviction, you're not just speaking words into the air, you're activating a power that can change circumstances, heal wounds, and bring about transformation in ways you could never imagine. The power of a heartfelt prayer lies in its vulnerability. It requires you to let go of your pride and acknowledge that you can't do it all on your own. It requires you to admit that you need help, that you need guidance, that you need strength beyond your own. And in that moment of humility, you open the door for restoration to begin. Because restoration is not about fixing yourself, it's about allowing a higher power to work through you, to rebuild what's broken in ways you can't see or understand. An unwavering prayer doesn't mean you'll never doubt or feel discouraged. It means you choose to pray through the doubt, to keep believing even when it feels like nothing is happening. It's about persistence, knocking on the door until it opens, seeking until you find, asking until you find. It's about trusting that every prayer is heard, that every tear is seen, that every longing is understood. And it's about holding on to the promise that restoration is not only possible, but certain for those who believe and persevere. Restoration begins with that first prayer, the moment you decide to reach out and say, I'm ready. I'm willing, I'm open. It's the moment you choose to believe that what's broken can be made whole, that what's lost can be found, that what's shattered can be rebuilt. And when you pray with that kind of faith, you're not just hoping for restoration, you're inviting it into your life. You're setting the stage for miracles to unfold, for healing to begin, and for your story to be rewritten in ways you never thought possible. Letting go of bitterness and control is essential for healing and growth. Bitterness is like a poison that seeps into your spirit, slowly robbing you of joy, peace, and the capacity to move forward. It feeds on past hurts and unmet expectations, keeping you locked in a cycle of resentment and anger. Holding on to bitterness does not punish the person or situation that caused it, it punishes you. It clouds your perspective, drains your energy, and hinders the restoration you so deeply seek. Letting go of bitterness is not about forgetting what happened or pretending it didn't hurt. It's about choosing to free yourself from the weight of that pain. Control, on the other hand, is the illusion we cling to when life feels chaotic or uncertain. We believe that if we can just manage every detail, every outcome, and every interaction, we'll somehow protect ourselves from disappointment or failure. But control often becomes a barrier to growth. It keeps us rigid, unwilling to adapt, and unable to see the possibilities beyond our limited perspective. True healing and restoration require a willingness to release that tight grip and trust in a process that may be beyond our understanding. Letting go of bitterness and control doesn't happen overnight. It's a deliberate act of surrender that requires courage and trust. It begins with acknowledging the pain and the need to release it. Bitterness often feels justified after all you've been wronged or hurt. But holding on to it keeps you tethered to the very thing you want to move past. Forgiveness, though difficult, is a powerful act of letting go. It's not about excusing what happened, but about choosing to no longer let it define you or dictate your future. Releasing control is equally challenging because it requires vulnerability. It means admitting that you don't have all the answers and that you can't foresee every outcome. It means trusting in something greater than yourself to guide the path ahead. This trust doesn't mean passivity, it means aligning your actions with faith, knowing that you're doing your part while leaving room for divine intervention. When you let go of bitterness and control, you create space for healing and growth. You allow new perspectives to emerge, new opportunities to unfold, and new strength to develop within you. The energy you once spent on holding grudges or micromanaging your life can now be redirected toward building something better. Letting go doesn't mean giving up, it means making room for what truly matters and what will ultimately bring you peace and fulfillment. In this release, you'll find the freedom to grow, to heal, and to embrace the restoration that awaits. Faith and action must work together in the process of restoration. Faith alone without action is like planting a seed but never watering it. Similarly, action without faith is like running without direction, unsure of the destination. True restoration requires the powerful union of belief and effort. Faith provides the vision, the hope, and the assurance that restoration is possible, even when circumstances seem impossible. It's the inner conviction that what is broken can be healed, what is lost can be found, and what seems destroyed can be rebuilt. But faith without action is incomplete. It needs the tangible steps that transform belief into reality. Action is the practical manifestation of faith. It's the willingness to take steps, even when the full path is unclear. Restoration doesn't happen by waiting passively for things to improve. It requires a deliberate commitment to move forward. Action means addressing the issues, seeking solutions, and doing the hard work required to rebuild. It's not about perfection or immediate success. It's about persistence and determination, fueled by the belief that each step, no matter how small, brings you closer to wholeness. Faith strengthens action by providing resilience. There will be moments of setbacks, delays, and frustration during the restoration process. Without faith, these challenges can feel overwhelming and defeating. But with faith, you see obstacles as temporary and surmountable. Faith reminds you why you're taking action in the first place. It keeps your focus on the bigger picture and the promises of what lies ahead. It gives you the courage to keep going, even when progress feels slow or uncertain. Action, in turn, reinforces faith. As you take steps, you begin to see evidence of restoration taking place, even in small ways. You witness changes, growth, and breakthroughs that reaffirm your belief in the process. Action builds momentum, creating a cycle of trust and progress. Each effort you make strengthens your faith that restoration is not just a distant hope, but an unfolding reality. Together, faith and action create a powerful synergy. Faith guides your vision and sustains your spirit, while action translates that vision into real, tangible outcomes. Restoration requires both. One cannot exist effectively without the other. And by embracing this partnership, you not only work toward rebuilding what's broken, but also grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient in the process. Faith and action working hand in hand will lead you to a place of transformation where restoration is not just a goal, but a journey of renewal and rediscovery. True restoration creates something better than what was lost. It is not simply about returning to what once was, it is about growth, renewal, and transformation. When something in your life breaks a relationship, a dream, or even your sense of self, it can feel like an irreversible loss. But true restoration doesn't just repair the damage, it builds something stronger, more enduring, and more meaningful than what existed before. It's the process of taking the pieces of what was shattered and reshaping them into a new creation, one that holds greater value and deeper significance. The beauty of true restoration lies in its ability to refine. The challenges, pains, and losses you endure serve as catalysts for change. They teach lessons, build resilience, and deepen your understanding of what truly matters. In this way, restoration is not about returning to a previous state, but about evolving into something more aligned with your purpose and potential. The pain you experience doesn't define you, but it becomes a part of the foundation on which you build something better. This process often requires time and patience. It may involve moments of uncertainty, where it feels like nothing is happening. But restoration is a process of growth, and growth takes time. Just as a tree pruned of its branches grows back stronger and more fruitful, true restoration removes what no longer serves you to make room for something greater. It's a journey of renewal that demands trust in the process and belief in the possibility of a better future. True restoration also brings new perspectives. What you thought you needed or valued may shift as you undergo this transformation. The process reveals strengths and possibilities you didn't know you had. It opens doors you never imagined and brings opportunities that weren't visible before. In this way, restoration doesn't just fix what was broken, it expands your life in ways that are richer, fuller, and more profound. What makes true restoration so extraordinary is that it often exceeds your expectations. It doesn't merely replace what was lost, it enhances it. It's about creating something that carries the wisdom of your past, the strength of your survival, and the promise of your future. Restoration transforms loss into gain, pain into purpose, and brokenness into beauty. It reminds you that even in the midst of devastation, there is the potential for something extraordinary to emerge, a life that is not only restored, but also renewed and better than before. Miracles happen every day. Embrace and trust in them. Life itself is a miracle filled with moments that defy logic, challenges that lead to unexpected breakthroughs, and circumstances that transform in ways no one could predict. Yet in the rush of daily living, it's easy to overlook these wonders, to dismiss them as coincidence or chance. But when you pause and open your heart to the extraordinary, you begin to see miracles everywhere. They may not always come in the form of grand, dramatic events. Often they are subtle, the kindness of a stranger, the resilience you find in a tough moment, or the doors that open when you least expect it. To embrace miracles, you must first believe in their possibility. Doubt can blind you to the blessings unfolding in your life. Trust requires faith in something greater than yourself, a power that operates beyond human understanding. When you trust in miracles, you acknowledge that not everything is within your control, and that's okay. You make space for the unexpected, the unexplainable, and the profoundly transformative. Trusting in miracles doesn't mean passively waiting for them. It means staying open and receptive, ready to recognize and seize the opportunities that come your way. Miracles often work through the smallest details of life. A word of encouragement at the right moment, an idea that suddenly sparks a solution, or a meeting that changes your path. All of these are miracles in their own right. They remind us that life is interconnected, that every action and decision carries the potential to ripple into something extraordinary. By embracing miracles, you begin to see your struggles and challenges in a new light. They become opportunities for transformation rather than barriers to your progress. Trusting in miracles also brings hope. It fuels your ability to keep going, even when the road ahead feels uncertain or overwhelming. It reminds you that no matter how difficult the circumstances, change is always possible. Miracles are not reserved for a chosen few. They are available to everyone willing to believe in them. They come to those who remain hopeful, who take steps forward even in the face of doubt, and who choose to see the beauty in the unexpected. When you embrace miracles, you shift your perspective. Life becomes less about limitations and more about possibilities. You start to notice the blessings that were always there but went unnoticed. You begin to trust that there's a purpose in the chaos and a solution for every problem. Miracles aren't just rare occurrences, they are daily reminders that something greater is always at work. By embracing and trusting in them, you align yourself with the extraordinary and open the door to limitless potential. Your story is not over, and restoration is always within reach. No matter how difficult your circumstances, no matter how shattered things may seem, your life still holds infinite potential. Every setback, failure, or loss is just one chapter in your journey, not the conclusion of your story. It's easy to feel defeated when challenges seem insurmountable, but the truth is, as long as you have breath in your lungs and hope in your heart, there is still time for change, growth, and healing. Restoration is not a distant dream. It's a process that begins the moment you choose to believe in its possibility. Life is filled with seasons. Some are filled with joy and triumph, while others bring hardship and pain. But seasons change, and so does your story. What feels broken today can be rebuilt tomorrow. Restoration doesn't erase what you've been through, it transforms it. Your scars become a testament to your resilience. Your failures become stepping stones to wisdom, and your losses pave the way for new beginnings. The moments of darkness you've endured only make the light that follows even more profound. Believing that your story isn't over requires faith. It means refusing to give up, even when the path ahead isn't clear. It means trusting that restoration is possible, even when you can't see how. This faith fuels your ability to take the next step, no matter how small, and to keep moving forward. Restoration isn't always immediate, it's often a gradual process that unfolds over time. But each day offers an opportunity to heal, rebuild, and move closer to the life you envision. Restoration also requires action. You have the power to make choices that contribute to your healing and growth. It may involve seeking help, forgiving yourself and others, or letting go of what no longer serves you. It's about taking steps toward wholeness, even when they feel uncertain or uncomfortable. Restoration isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Each effort you make, no matter how small, is a step toward reclaiming your life and rewriting your story. Remember, your story has meaning and your journey has purpose. The difficulties you face today can shape you into someone stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. Your pain can become your platform, your struggle can become your strength, and your loss can lead to new possibilities. Restoration isn't just about recovering what was lost, it's about building something even better. Your story is still unfolding, and the next chapter holds the promise of renewal and transformation. Never forget that restoration is always within reach. It begins with the belief that you are never truly finished and that the best is yet to come. In conclusion, restoration is not just about healing what's broken, but about embracing the journey of transformation that follows. It's the belief that no matter how lost, hurt, or broken you feel, there is always a way forward. Restoration requires a heart that refuses to give up even when the road seems uncertain, and a spirit that chooses to trust in the process. It's about faith, action, letting go of past burdens, and believing in the miracles that can unfold every day. Your story is never over. Every setback, every loss, and every struggle holds the potential for something greater. The past may have shaped you, but it does not define you. The power to rebuild, to renew, and to rise above is always within reach. As long as you are willing to take the steps, no matter how small, and trust in the process, restoration will be there, waiting to guide you to a new chapter filled with hope, growth, and a stronger, more purposeful life. The process of restoration isn't easy. It requires patience, faith, and resilience. But remember this: what is broken can be rebuilt, what is lost can be found, and what is shattered can be made whole again. Never forget, no matter where you are in your journey, restoration is always possible. Embrace it, trust in it, and watch how it transforms not only your life, but also the world around you. The best chapters of your story are yet to be written. Keep going, because your restoration is just the beginning of something truly extraordinary.